Are new golf clubs always better? Well, I've got the TaylorMade STEALTH and the TaylorMade SIM2 Driver, 12 months apart from each other, but they're very, very different. These two clubs come at a very expensive price tag, both around £500, £450 each, and to be released 12 months apart from each other, for someone who doesn't want to spend a lot of money, it's always a risk, I think, what TaylorMade's marketing are doing, because it kind of makes the SIM2 feel slightly obsolete when they do such a big release for their new cycles. The Stealth Plus and the Stealth range, as you guys all know, is the era of the carbon wood. We've got the brand new carbon red face on it with a 60 layers of carbon. It's still got twist face, but what TaylorMade have said is that vastly different. You're going to gain 6 or 7 miles an hour worth of ball speed. It's more forgiving. It's got the weight tracking. And for some people with previous models, who's, let's say maybe even 3 or 4 months ago, who've shelled out £400 on a new driver, it makes them feel a bit bad because they might think they're missing out on a brand new release and they're going to lose out on some distance. Is that the case? Well, I don't think so. There are parts that are true, but I don't think so. We're talking about a design point of view between these two wonderful clubs. I can't fault the design of either. I'm a big fan of the Stealth because the new red colour scheme is pretty spot on. The SIM2 was a bit of a miss in certain regards last year. The forged aluminium backring was a nice new piece of technology, but because the original SIM was such a strong driver, after 12 months to then introduce the SIM2 and saying it's a lot better, in some cases it actually wasn't, and what they struggled with was that tour support as well. When you've got Colin Morikawa and Dustin Johnson, one of their main tour staff members, not switching over to the SIM2, it makes you think, why are they not doing that? It should be better. If it's better, why are they not doing this? With the tour support of the Stealth this year, they've got every single player who have now switched over to the Stealth, including Morikawa and DJ. I do think it is a better club. But in what regards? Well, it's got a larger face. If I show you the faces now, you can see with that red face, between the Sim and this one, it's actually 20% bigger. The Sim2 and the Stealth, it's only about 10% bigger, but 10% is actually a lot when you think about it, guys. It means you just have a bigger face and there's more to hit, basically. A driver's a big club, but this is still a very big club head. And with that carbon face, with the nano texture, they're saying across the club face, you should be getting really good ball speed if you hit it out of the toe and out of the heel. What all the brands are more or less saying this year. It looks nicer down at address. The Sim2, a bit flashy. I've still got a little bit of white in it. I've gone for a nice sleek black finish this year. I do prefer that, a lot of people do, but is it actually that much better? Is the red face just a ploy? Is it just something that we're looking at and thinking, oh, big and shiny, let's shell out some money for that? Well, let's find out. One of the main things you'd expect from the marketing that TaylorMade do is a significant ball speed increase. Now, as I've said in other videos, there's a smash factor involved in everything. There's USGA guidelines. There's not so much that brands can do anymore. So I think saying this sometimes is quite risky, because if, let's say, I'm putting this at smash of 1.5 against the SIM2 at smash at 1.5, you're not going to get any difference. You're not. But what you can get is, out of the consistency of where you're striking it, you can get higher ball speed. If out of 30 shots, when I'm hitting it all over the club face, I could get 4 or 5 mile an hour more ball speed as an average over the SIM2. That's the difference. If you hit one out of the middle, the SIM2, and smash it at the highest possible smash factor within the CT guidelines, you're going to get the exact same results. Oh, it's a bit aggressive. It's JT line. Oh, no. Well, we can see we've got really good numbers there anyway. We're starting that off with a 124 club head and a 183.5 ball speed. Nothing to shy away from, and it's not a record for me, but it's very good for the Stealth. Now, if we're, let's say, seeing from this testing, let's say a SIM2 after this, getting 2 mile an hour ball speed less. And some people could look at that and be like, oh, so it is faster. Well, at the end of the day, when you're seeing people compare club to club, it's not, we're not robots. You're going to have some slight different feel. You could be slightly tired after hitting 20 or 30 shots with the Stealth. You could want the Stealth to win, but not actually think that, so you're going to swing a bit faster. There's a few things. So at the end of the day, unless you're a robot and you're doing the same swing time after time, the slight differences, not too important. It's more the consistency between them. So if I'm getting an average of 320 with the Stealth and then 314, 315, 316 with the SIM2, that's roughly the same. There's so many caveats that are involved in these comparisons when us YouTubers are doing them, and they need to be talked about a little bit more. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one as well. Can't really fault that one. So the main differences you'll probably see from product to product with these drivers, look at that, so really good ball speeder there, again carrying it 310. The main differences you'll see with these drivers and what TaylorMade need to do when they push their marketing so heavily as saying, welcome to the new age of a driver, is they've got to make it feel different. If they've just make it feel exactly the same as the SIM2, people will kind of look at that and when they test it, they'll be a bit taken aback saying, okay, I don't want this because it feels exactly the same. You might be getting an extra 2 or 3 yards, but you're going to have something, the red face, just something to make it completely different. And this does feel very different. It feels a little bit more metallic. It feels kind of like a gunshot off the face. And to me, it's a big improvement over the SIM2. The SIM2 was a good club. I didn't really get on with it. Didn't stay in my bag for any of 2021. The Rad Speed did. The Stealth has been in my bag on and off since I've been trying it out, and it could easily stay in my bag for all of 2022. So the SIM2 at the same settings with the same shaft. Cosmetically, there very clearly is a big difference. You all know that. It's got a white color scheme, nice blue forged aluminium backring. The carbon crown is slightly more glossy, slightly shinier. In terms of swing weight, it will be exactly the same. It does feel slightly different. It feels slightly heavier, slightly more head heavy, but that's me being very picky. I'm sure it's probably exactly the same. It's an aggressive line as well, but okay, there we go. It's a good start. I wouldn't say that was the best strike in the world. It sounded slightly out of the toe, but look, instantly there we're looking at those numbers, 120.9 club speed, and we're getting that ball speed up to 179 already. So that is what the Stealth is. Looking at those carry numbers, this is a really good club. The only difference that I can notice here, and it's got nothing to do with the numbers because those numbers are actually all the same. They really are. It's just the feel was slightly different. I do prefer the feel of the Stealth. I do prefer how it looks down at address. Would that give me more confidence? Would that give you guys more confidence? Perhaps, but it really is it's all a personal decision, isn't it? Someone can look at the Stealth and hate it and look at the SIM2 and love it. So that one wasn't the best strike, so that may diminish the results. So I'm just going to say that now because the shots that I hit with the Stealth Plus were all very good strikes. You're going to see club head speed there is the fastest it ever was though, at 125. Although ball speed has climbed down with smash factor at 1.38, that's a very good shot. I didn't hit that very well, guys. I really didn't hit that well at all. That was very low on the face. Yet the twist face involved in that, you can see, straight down the middle of the fairway on one of the hardest fairways to find in the States. It's hard to do a comparison directly for that shot to the Stealth because I'm not hitting the exact same shot. If I hit the exact same shot with the Stealth Plus, would there be any major differences? Perhaps. But am I going to take a smash factor of 1.38, ball speed 172, carry 289? Of course we will. Of course we will. Yeah. Can't really fault that one there. Nice high launching shot that's going to land right side of the fairway and hopefully stay there. We're not going to complain about those shots at all. The SIM2 just feels great. I'm not going to ever say the SIM2 feels bad. Hitting out the middle of the face, it really is a solid feeling club. When you're hitting it out of the heel and out of the toe, perhaps that's when the Stealth really comes into its own. And I do think that is the truth. But hitting a shot like that out of the middle, 179 ball speed, 120.9 club, very similar to the first shot I hit with this. It's all very consistent numbers. I struck that again awfully. We're going to keep that one in as well, as just showing you that the SIM2, albeit not the best strikes I'm doing with smash factor low, again, it's still getting great results. It's still forgiving. Look at those dispersion lines, guys. It's still just dead straight. Let's end it on a solid one, and then we can talk about the numbers. There we go, that's a good one to finish. Spin a little bit high on that one, but that one for me felt like I hit it straight out of the middle. Quite a high launch, but if we have a quick look at those numbers and just see the overall results, there you go. 122 club, 180 ball speed, 1.47 smash. Just solid numbers throughout. Is this me telling you guys to not buy the Stealth? I mean, no, not at all. Let's put the numbers in comparison on the screen for you now. And from a base rate, looking at those, the Stealth, 9 yards longer, faster ball speed. You look at that and instantly you think I'm talking absolute rubbish. And there is a part of it. I think the Stealth is slightly faster, but not to that regard, because if we're looking at the strike pattern of comparing these two drivers, I hit the Stealth a lot better. In those selection of shots, you could see the smash factor there was 1.48 as an average, whereas with the SIM2, the smash factor was 1.45. If the smash factor was exactly the same, yeah, I was getting more yardage with the Stealth Plus, then that's absolutely massive. The SIM2 and the Stealth are certainly two very different drivers, from design, from feel. When you're looking at the numbers, they are fairly similar. Is one worth upgrading and spending £480 on? In my opinion, I don't think so. But if you do want to do that, that's absolutely fine, because there are some improvements to the previous iteration. I think the biggest improvement you'll see model to model, it's got two pillars here. If it's old, if it's I think previous to the M1, the M2, they're very good titanium drivers. Previous to that, if you go and try this out, try the Stealth out, you will see big improvements. That's here from GolfMagic, you will actually see some big improvements, ball speed consistency, forgiveness. You'll probably have a much better driver and it could improve your game. As well as that, if you actually had a SIM2 that was off the rack, and then went and got custom fitted, spent a few £100s to go for a really in-depth custom fitting session, then you'll see big improvements as well. Because arguably, getting custom fit is more important than getting the brand new model, because we've all got a different swing, and that's the main thing. There's a lot more comparisons I can do with the Stealth, and don't worry, I will be doing it in the next few weeks, because we can compare it against Callaway, a 20-year-old driver, and see the main differences. So I'm gonna get on that now. If you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like down below, and if you guys are new to GolfMagic, hit the subscribe button too. Until the next video, guys, I'll see you later.